Hooligans! Come one, come all, come all. Come wall, come ceiling, come floor. It's time for Hooligans. It's time for Troika! And welcome. So far. Thank you, Mitch. He says, perfect intro. Which I agree. Today I am joined by a fabulous crew of role players playing the Troika RPG, which is currently involving themselves in a thing called Troika Fest, where they're encouraging people to drum up whatever creativity they have and build things for their system. This is my contribution. This is something that I've played with before, and I adapted to this system because I think it fits it perfectly. And I am joined by, first and foremost, a wonderful group of people. First, we have Annalicia Aguilar.
Howdy.
We have Ari Littman-Weinberg. That's that guy. No.
Hello.
And finally, new to the Adventure Continues group, we have Simon C. Wilson. That pairs very well with my intro. I think we're just that solid, like, 5 out of 10 quality. Let's just keep that consistency, baby. So, without any further ado, I think we just jump into this thing, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on, Ari?
Well, we're supposed to say yes and I said.
You know. And you are responsible for this dead air, Ari. It's all you.
We needed to have some of it at the beginning so that no one would get upset later.
Everyone knows that you have to learn the rules of improv, and then you get to break them. You learn yes and then you go, no, but.
All right.
All right. Let's start off. Let's have fun here. For millennia, adventurers have stared longingly into the great wash of spheres that sparkle against the backdrop of the night sky, not knowing that they too were in a sphere, or that the dreamers and ponderers of the glittering expanse were too, looking back. Our story begins in one such sphere. You all three, are at an event. The event itself is already underway, and partygoers are engaged in revelry teetering on the edge of incivility. Drunken cries and belly beckos echo through the complex of buildings. The entire venue is decorated to the sixes with glowstones of various colors and temperaments. As the once prim and proper attendees soak in brew and dance themselves disheveled, you all find yourselves serviceably dressed to hide among the crowd. And our story begins in Hex number 2, the temporary military barracks. Normally, the halls of this lounge are filled with the constant humming of clergy members. Now it is mostly empty, save for a Rhino Man general resting loudly before the event begins proper. Their snores can almost be heard above the din outside. Underneath the Rhino Man's feet, as they are resting loudly, is a cannonball and flash powder. And there are 3 suspiciously new guards on the force for this event. First, we have a skeptical Lamassu. What is their name, and what is a physical description of that skeptical Lamassu?
Melanoi is a skeptical Lamassu with the body of a bull, the head of a woman, the forelegs of a cat and the wings of a swan.
Next to the skeptical Lamasu is someone with a horse. It's not clear currently. What is Ari? Their name and their stature.
Well, I am Serpentavir, and, well, I've got beautiful armor that does wonders for my protection, and this horse, whom I named Nessie, because it's a beautiful horse, and it deserves a nice, beautiful.
And finally, a strange figure off the corner. What is this figure, Simon Wilson?
This is Stephanus Rhododendrus McGinnis, more frequently referred to as Baby Boy Dylan. And he's a long-haired waif of a man with lots of keys just sort of jangling aimlessly across his whole garb to the point that it could serve as armor.
Clad in keys like many scales. The three of them are a ramshackle group, to say the least. Key mail. Thank you, Mitch. That's good. The three of you are strange, a little offset.
I forgot one thing that is very important.
Please.
I have a very large purple mustache that twirls at the end.
The curse of a great wizard from a long ago battle. We all know this, and we're all okay with it, though everyone thinks you should shave it.
Yeah, I'm not okay with it.
Sir Bentavir, come on.
You must shave, Sir Ventavir.
Let me try. Kitchen knife. You want to try?
I'm good.
Pocket the kitchen knife for further.
Just shake my head. Humans.
Jeez.
You see that two guards walk over to the three of you, and they're kind of arguing. Or sorry, rather, it is one guard with two heads. Walks over to you and says,
"Well, it's time for us to go through our beat."
Yeah, it's time for us to go through our beat. You got it, Big Lenny.
Okay, little Lenny. Where you three going?
Nowhere, my good men.
Nowhere. Nowhere? You just staying here? I thought that was the boss's job.
and they gesture towards the sleeping Rhino Man on the lounge chair.
Now, if you ain't got nothing to do,
Yeah, if you ain't got nothing to do, then why is you here?
Why are we all here? You know?
oh, you must be one of them philosophers.
Yes, I like to imagine myself as a ponderer of doors and entryways. So if you've seen any door in the last 30 seconds, could you point it out in this room for me?
Both of the heads swivel around, kind of like chameleon eyes, and a single red finger points towards the jail cell that is prominent in the room behind you.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I often spend lots of time thinking about whether it will work.
No, don't. It's gonna work. We worked on this, Lenny. Come on.
Okay. So we're gonna go now. 'Cause we got a job.
Yeah. Hey, right back on that subject. Don't you have somewhere to be?
Not until I find my Rosalind.
Well, actually, we'll probably go check in on the guests and make sure everyone is doing okay and no mischief is being caused.
Yeah. No one likes mischief, right?
Depends on what
Agreed.
kind of mischief, dear fellow.
What do you mean by that? We don't like any mischief here.
If you mean slaying monsters, save fair maidens, then mischief be my tongue.
I understand that might be designated as a particular kind of mischief.
All right, but I'm keeping my eyes on you.
Yeah, we're keeping our eyes on you.
And the two hands and claws and this big oafish chunk of armor lumbers out of the room towards the library.
What a fine pair of fellows!
I think it was one guy.
Are you sure? One guy?
I think it was one guy.
Oh. Alright.
Pretty sure.
One half of his brain was in each head.
Charming,
From
though,
what I
wasn't he?
Define charming.
I wonder how they would sound if they sang octaves together at the same time.
Ooh, throat singing. Love it.
Don't make me do
Let's
that.
go check on Mischief. I heard he's a nice guy.
Ooh! Rosalind, Rosalind, where are you, Rosalind?
Do you
Rosalind.
not want to check that area with keys?
Oh, if that's a see-through door, that hardly counts. I'm much more interested right now in kettles, because they have
Ah.
2 different access points that could be used as entryways. I can tell you a bit more about it later. I'm writing a thesis on it.
I'm sorry, but what is a thesis?
It's a lot of words on a paper that no one is going to read.
Ah,
Excuse me. I have to ask one more question. What is paper?
Ooh, that is a tree that I slayed with my bare hands. And then I folded several times while moist into a very thin strand of inkable parchment.
No pigskin?
no,
I'm sorry?
No pigskin.
I don't believe
don't-
so.
I don't know how many times I could fold a pig
Oh, well,
after
you see,
getting them moist,
my
but that
people
seems much
use
more hard.
pigskin to create the parchment.
Interesting.
This scintillating conversation is punctuated by a large creature in the middle of the room that goes.
I think the Rhino Man's still asleep. You should probably be quiet when we get out of here.
I'll try, but you see, whenever I move, every single one of the pieces of my armor makes a big clanging noise. So maybe I'll just stay right here and listen
Try harder.
intently.
My keys can be a bit jangly.
As I'm trying to do this, and my armor goes cling, clang, cling, clang, clang.
The Rhino Man remains soundly asleep.
I would like to creep past him,
Okay.
sounding much like a wind chime as I walk.
Sounding a lot like a dream sequence about to begin, chimes and all. You sneak past the Everstone Guard, the general of the Everstone Guards, and continue. Where, pray tell, are you going to go?
Ooh, well, I was kind of just planning on walking after the two-headed person. But if there is a nearby doorway that will lead to the party area, that's apparently where we planned on meeting up with Mischief, so I'll head that way.
Meeting with Mischief. Okay. All right. You would say that this is the intel that you got about this event is that this is a rare occasion. It is a retirement party for one of the high-up members of the Church of the Everstone. They're doing something special today, in that those who are party to the event are going to be able to see the Everstone itself in person. That potential for mischief is going to be in the cathedral once the large bell sounds in the main spire. But for the time being, the bell has not sounded. And you have the option currently to go to the housing, to the library, and the kitchen.
Oof. I do like a good library. Library. Anyone else?
I wouldn't mind. I would also like to sneak past the Rhino Man to follow.
The Lamassu, part human, part bull, part cat, part
Swan.
bird, part lots of things, clops its way past the Rhino Man.
I have made the decision that the part of my quest to save Rosalind is to steal this stone and use it to get rid of my mustache.
No one really knows what the Everstone does. It could, in fact, remove a wizard's curse and relieve you of that mustache.
I can't save Rosalind with this foul mustache, so I have decided that these two new friends of mine who are going to the library are my meal ticket to finding this stone and taking it for myself. To save Rosalind, the most important woman in all of the realms. So I am going to try and sneak past this terrifying terror of terror, and sadly, because I am a questing knight, I'm going to accuse this monstrosity of being a monster that I must slay for my fair Rosalind's devotion.
In contrast to the other two, the questing knight throws out a bellowing challenge to the sleeping Rhino Man, who goes,
What? What did you say?
Are you a vile monster, sir?
No, the exact opposite of the sort. I am a knight. A general. No less.
A fellow knight! It is wonderful to meet one such as I.
Do not offend me with a hand outstretched. You called me a monster, which is...
I asked if you were a monster.
I think you implied I was a monster.
I just wanted to clarify. What would you do in my situation?
Well, personally, I wouldn't go issuing challenges to those who are just trying to take a nap.
Well, what kind of questing knight are you, then?
I'm the one who already has a quest, which is to keep this monastery safe.
Oh, well, do you need any help?
Yes, that's why you're here.
"You are a guard, aren't you?"
Well, of course.
Can you roll a bluff for me?
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, let me get my 2d6.
Biddy says, "Why does this sound like Monty Python?" Just wait till we get to the spam bit.
Military bluff is I've got 2 for military bluff, so it's just 2d6.
So it's going to be 2d6 rolling underneath your skill plus 2.
Got it. Underneath 5. I got underneath 5. Actually, I got 4, so that should be all right. Yes.
The Rhino
I
Man
think so.
pulls out a very small spear and says, "Have it!"
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel like I bungled the initiative with this. Why don't you just walk your beat, go to the treasury,
see how the dining hall is doing, and
I think I'm gonna go back to conserving my energy.
Of course, friend, but while you sleep, I would possibly keep your head up so everyone can see your face to make sure they know that you are not indeed a monster.
Well, most people don't assume, but sounds good.
and the Rhino Man curls back up onto the lounge with their feet no longer on the cannonball and flash powder.
I look to my friends, and then I point to the cannonball and flash powder and go, Shoot. I'm gonna pocket a little bit of flash powder and leave the cannonball.
You take the flash powder, but not the cannonball.
Maybe there will be more cannonballs here.
An interesting distinction. Okay. And you are all headed to the library, is it?
Well, I'm following them now.
Okay. So, you all head to the library. The library. Rows of books stacked to the ceiling are made much less impressive by the cannon ham-fisted into the center of the room.
I'm going to walk out and going back and grab the cannonball and then try and find my way back to the library without my friends, even though I was following them. So if I get lost, sue me.
The two of you get to finish the room description that I was starting to read. By the cannon ham-fisted into the center of the room, several display cases are knocked over, and several candles have been snuffed out, leaving half of the room in darkness. This is the chill-out area of the party.
Do you read much, you strange amalgamation of beings?
I am a child of the gods. And I just politely flutter my swan wings.
How
Although
nice.
granted, although probably not the gods that you might follow. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to look for a book about trapdoors for my thesis.
If they have anything about my goddess Persephone, that would be lovely. I would like to look.
Stephanus Rhododendrus McGinnis, also known as Baby Boy Dylan, begins to rifle through the books of the library, looking not only through the shelves, but those that have been splayed on the floor.
As I look through, I'd like to, if it's not about any sort of doorway, I'd like to throw them behind me as hard as I can. Is that all right?
Absolutely, yeah.
While he does that, can I catch them with my cat hands and then my hooves to not make sounds?
Yeah.
Can I just walk in with the big thing and see them doing this?
One wayward book is thrown way off course, and it hits a couple that has stolen away from the party at large to make out in the corner, and it hits them in the head, and they go,
Hey. Okay.
Get out of the library. Have some respect.
Where do you get off, man? Hey, we're just I don't know, macking over here.
Go jolly your Rogers somewhere else, unless you know where the trapdoor books are.
I jolly my Rogers as I please. Where do you get off?
At the Isle of Trapdoors. Have you seen it?
Nah.
and they go back to Mackin.
I don't believe you.
I lean over to Stephanes?
Stephanus.
Is that your name? Stephanus? How do you pronounce your name?
Stephanus. Rhododendrus McGinnis.
Stephanus. Stephanus, this is quite curious. Do most humans do what they're doing?
I wouldn't know. I don't
And why
really
is that?
see humans. I more of find entryways, passages, doors, things that open and close that allow access in and out. I find those things, and I tend to spend all of my time thinking about them. So I
Interesting.
take off my little keys one at a time, and I try them in the little keyholes if it's there. And if it's not going to work, then I just keep going until I've tried all of my keys. And then if that doesn't work, I use the lockpicking set I have right here. And then if that doesn't work, I just sit down and I think about this door. And if I were that door, how would I open it?
Ah, so you
Are you
really
still
are
are you still
a
throwing
philosopher.
books as you're explaining this?
No, I have stopped at
You
this
stopped,
question
okay.
because now I'm talking about doors to wax poetic about
Awesome.
things.
Okay.
You feel a presence over your shoulder as you hear,
Is the mouth not a doorway to the soul?
as the librarian catches one of your books that you threw and holds it dearly to their chest.
Ooh, tell me more.
These lips that do part, like a swinging doorway of a saloon. Are they not the entryway for tongue and teeth into the mind and heart?
So by the same logic, if I could find a way to enlarge a human's mouth, or any being's mouth, I could walk in and then see their mind and heart.
You would. You would. If you could, I don't know, become very small and crawl into my mouth, what would you
Do-
experience?
Do you have any books about shrinking oneself?
No, the opposite.
And he grabs the book that he's currently holding and he removes a paper from it and hands it to you.
Oh my god. I want to read it.
It is a scroll of enlarge horse.
A scroll of
Enlarge horse.
enlarge force.
Horse. Horse.
Oh.
I look to you, Mel. Do you count in any way, shape, or form as a horse?
No. The gods gave me the body of a bull, the wings of a swan, the head of a human, and the forelegs of a cat. There is, in no way, shape, or form, a horse. Although I believe our counterpart, who is not here anymore, had a horse.
Clop, 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 clop. I found one! A cannonball!
Bring your horse over here right now.
Oh. Clop, 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 clop.
Let me read a little bit more of that spell, by the way. So spellcasting in Troika is a little bit different. It will take stamina to use, which is your health. And the effects are... meh. You will also need to... I think you'll need to roll under your skill. And if you don't have the spell in your abilities, then it's just going to be your straight skill check. So, is that...
Okay.
I know, Annalisa, you had a good reading of all them spells. Is that how that works? Great. So, the Scroll of Enlarge Horse, which requires 3 stamina to use, reads as follows. This is the product of unsupervised animal testing. Works on 1 horse once. Semi-permanent.
Okay. I want to use the spell on the horse.
Right away. It only works once.
Immediately.
Great. Go ahead and roll 2d6. Under your skill.
My skill is actually 18, and I got a
Wow.
5.
What?
It says on stamina on my page, underneath in little parentheses, it says roll 2d6 plus 12 to start.
Right, that's your stamina, but your skill.
Ah, my skill. In that case, I rolled a 5, and my skill is a 5.
Ari, why don't you take this? What happens to your horse?
I think parts of the horse should enlarge in and parts should not, so it ends up looking more like a giant. That way, it's still rideable, but it's just the horse is just not right.
It's got like little tiny legs.
Yeah.
It turns into like an oversized horse corgi.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How big is its mouth?
Tiny, tiny, like a little beak.
Yeah.
Damn it! We need another horse.
No!
Nessie! Nessie, my love, my darling! What have you done to Nessie?
Your horse failed, and I can't walk into its mouth and see its heart anymore. We
You
need a new horse.
failed with your stupid magical sorcery!
He gave it to me. I pointed to the librarian.
I did not authorize, nor this is not on me, man.
Librarian sounds exactly like.
Looks like what? Sorry, you cut out.
I said the librarian looks exactly like Rosalind. Sounds exactly like Rosalind, not looks.
Do I sound like your one true love? Tell me more the tale.
Are you related to Rosalind?
Rosaline? Oh. The name of a vision long, long ago. No, I know no Rosalind.
Well, then I must have your head for taking her voice!
Are you gonna attack?
I'm sorry.
Are you gonna attack?
I
the
overreacted. I overreacted. I apologize. My horse has been turned into a. It's a very stressful day for me.
Yeah, that does make sense. And the librarian, spooked at the supposed guards that are in front of him, drops the book and scurries up into the rafters of the library. He lives in the rafters.
I would like to pick up the book with my cat hands and flip through the pages and see what it's all about.
This book is a book of histories, a list of kings throughout the eras. It's incredibly boring.
We need a new horse.
Oh well.
How
Puts it on the
dare
table
you.
politely.
Nessie is just fine. Nessie's breathing. She's still here. She could still have me ride her. She's just fine. Also, what's that book you had?
A boring tale of human history.
Ooh,
Nothing that compares to the gods.
I would have it if you would give it to me.
I hand it over.
You
I look
hand
at
him
it.
the book. Yep.
It's the most riveting piece of history I've ever partaken in with.
Sir Bentvere doesn't read much.
Exactly. I only look at the pictures, and they're glorious. I put it in my sack.
Great, that is now part of your inventory. Fantastic. Update your character sheet. You are still in the library currently. Oh.
Is there any other couples that are macking out? There's only that one, right? We're other than them, we're alone.
Just the one couple macking. I would say there's a couple of people who are kind of slumped against the walls. They drank too much, and they're trying to chill out. You know, it's almost quiet in here.
Friends, I may be going horse crazy. But did someone say that we had a date with mischief?
That was until I found out we could enlarge a horse enough to use its mouth as a door. Now there's a new
Yes.
quest.
But you see, there are couples just laying about being silly, and I have a cannonball and flash powder, and there is a cannon in the corner of the room.
We should not kill the humans. We're here to just cause mischief.
We might just blow off an arm or two.
Okay.
That is still too much and not mischief. That's a war crime.
You destroyed my horse. My horse is more important than either of these silly lover people.
Is your horse alive?
Yes.
Mischief achieved. Find me a new horse.
The horse begins to wheeze like a kazoo.
You hurt Nessie, and if Nessie is dead, I will hurt you.
I think its lungs might be still very tiny for its very large body now.
Figure it out! Don't care if Nessie looks strange as long as Nessie is my Nessie forever.
If we had a new horse, I could try the spell again, and then we could see what went wrong.
Deal, I'll help you find the horse.
Great.
What is my highest likelihood of finding this horse?
You're gonna have to find a new area. There's certainly no new horse in the library, but being in the library, you are able to go to any other hex.
What if we conjured a horse?
What
From
if you
one of the books
conjured
in
a
the
horse?
library.
What if you could do magic to make a horse appear?
There must be a tome!
I
Unfortunately,
will.
none of my spells are creating horses. But we could, to cause mischief, go to the kitchen and mess with the food for the people.
There might be a horse in there. Let's go look.
I'm down. Come, Nessie! Also, I'm sitting on Nessie's back, so I'm gonna just keep sitting there.
I kind of imagine Nessie looks a little bit like a hippo currently, with a very small mouth. You did good.
It's actually really cute when I think about it.
Yeah. Aw. Little thing. It's not long for this world, but it's cute. You all move your way to the kitchen. A menagerie of characters of different stories from different spheres have found themselves with a common problem. Low on money, scrapped for courage. Kitchen work is not by any means a glamorous position, but the pay is consistent, and the chances of stabbings are closer to zero, but never zero. Tonight's main course is a delicate pasta, dusted with a magical implement.
Did you say the chance of stabbings is never zero?
Never.
So here's the deal. If I stab someone, will that make the chance of stabbings of us being stabbed go down because the stab has already happened?
The opposite, actually.
Oh,
I think a retributive strike is definitely going to happen if you stab someone.
What if I stab them in secret?
I don't think you understand what happens when you are violent towards other beings. You're gonna incite violence.
What if you just sort of poke stab? So it's like it goes in, but it's just like, "Hello, friend. It's nice to meet you."
That's
Do
going
you know
to
how flesh works?
Yeah, that's gonna get you stabbed. I literally, that's just gonna make you get stabbed.
I was loving about it.
Okay. Unless you can
I'm
bluff your
done.
way
I'm
to
done.
like an
It's over. I'm not doing
acupuncture.
it.
Yeah. If you can get your way into an acupuncture position and find a way to like healing stab someone.
I have fulfilled my quest. No.
You are currently standing in the kitchen and it's bustling with activity. Various people are going around, but you're kind of like observed, and there's a personal bubble around you of people who are like, oh, guards are here, blah, 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 going about their way, making pasta.
Do I see if there are any sort of like pots that are being used to cook that have lids on them?
Most of them do, yes.
I begin immediately going up to every one of them, opening the lid, looking inside, closing it, looking inside and closing it, and then moving on to the next one.
This continues on for about 3 or 4 pots when someone comes up and they're like,
You're letting out all the heat. What are you? Stop it! Stop it! Get out of here! Go on.
Oh, don't worry, sir. He's looking for a horse.
You're not gonna find a horse in there. What are
What
you?
will I find? Tell me,
Huh? Tell you
what will I find?
Nothing. You're not gonna find any. You're just gonna find a bunch of pasta.
Oh,
You're gonna find different sauces.
okay.
What do you expect to find, huh? It's not gonna be horses. We don't serve horse here. I've never cooked horse meat once, except for the other time. The one time. It was only one time.
I didn't know what I was going to find. That's why I was so excited. You see, lids are somewhat like doors. They have openings and closings and openings and closings and openings and closings and openings and closings and as many times as you like. You can put things in them and you can take things out and...
Are any of those sauces good for lung health?
Freaked out by the implications of doors and universes and the potential ramble that he was subjected to, the flustered cook walks away.
I would
there
like
a
to
kettle?
do something.
Go ahead and do something.
All right, so in order to cause my mischief, I want it to seem like I'm helping, and I want to cast Helping Hands to make pasta at the plate, at the stove, but all of the pasta is not fully cooked. So when the residents get it, it's just really chewy and undercooked.
Can I just ask that we can have the music from the Sword and the Stone when Merlin is making all the dishes dance? Can we just have that playing in the background? In the pasta. Yeah.
I love this. A child of the god trying to do the most wicked thing they can imagine, which is making this pasta slightly uncooked. You do
And
so.
oversalted.
Disastrous. What are you gonna unwash the rice before it's
Ooh.
before it's boiled? Don't do something that's actually awful.
Calm down, Leo.
I like to call that al dente.
So you just like slightly turn down the burners. Boy, in an hour and a half, these people are gonna be pissed that they have a little bit of crunch in their pasta. We call that.
Well, they must be punished because none of them know where my Rosalind.
Okay. They're all gonna penne.
Ooh.
Okay, so the pasta is now slightly undercooked.
That
With
was
your
truly
helping
evil.
hand, do you have to do you have to cast that and also take a penalty to your stamina? By the way, Simon, you
I
have
do.
-3 to your stamina now
Mm.
by
Yes,
casting in large
-1.
horse. Okay.
So I'm at 18 now. And yes, the hands spring up from the inanimate surface, so at the kitchen, and they stay there. Let's see, but they're limited to they're rooted to the spot from which they sprang,
Okay.
and then it lasts until I will it or I leave the location.
Okay.
So just keep making the pasta a little extra chewy.
Man, that's
Mr. Rhododendron. Mr. Rhododendron, I suggest that we, to aid our animalistic friend over here, that we leave all the pot lids except for one. We take it, and then that particular pasta will be extra awful. So that one table complains more than the rest.
I don't see the point of this because I think that them biting into what would otherwise be a perfect bite of pasta, but having that slight crunch to it, is actually more disappointing than having just all of the flavors be terrible. Because if you bite into it, you're just like, oh, they served us mud. But if you leave everything perfect but one thing, that's where they really start to think, maybe this isn't a 5-star establishment, and I should change my Yelp review.
All right, you little shoot. Now you listen to me. You have messed with my horse, and you do not have a pot lid in your list of doors that you have collected. So I suggest you take this pot lid and use it as a door, a shield, I don't care! But you take the damn pot lid.
I care not for your failed experiment. I need a horse. And a horse is not a pot lid, though a pot lid could be a horse, based on what sphere you're in.
Exactly.
And I walk away.
Okay.
I pocket the pot lid.
If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
I'm gonna use it as a projectile later.
What is a shield if not a door between a weapon and your body?
No, it needs a hinge. Needs a hinge. I'm writing a thesis. I know what I'm talking about.
Good.
I just realized I'm still carrying around that cannonball.
You are, yeah.
Would you guys mind if, pretty please, we could go and maybe blow something up?
As long as it doesn't kill the humans, then sure.
I've had an idea. What if we put the flash powder in a new pot, and then we put the cannonball in the pot, we put the lid on the pot, and then we turn up the heat, and we all walk out of the room?
That would probably kill
Love
the
that
humans.
idea.
I take my cat forearm, and I put it over my face like a palm, like a.
And it makes
What
the
if we yell-
smallest, like, comfiest little you've ever heard in your life.
What if we all yelled, "Oh no, there's a bomb," before we did it?
Well, you see, I have a problem with this. These people have detained me long enough that my search for my Rosalind may forever be foiled, and they must be punished. So I say we don't tell anyone, we just let the thing blow.
Look, while I understand that you would like to murder things, I was originally created to, terrorize people in their nightmares, and I left that life. I came here to explore. I came here to see what the humans are all about and what this world is like. I would not like to kill humans, as I'm tired of always constantly terrorizing them. Mischief is fine. Killing is another. And I would rather not kill humans actively by choice, unless in self-defense.
You know what? She's right. It's only for humans to kill other humans. I say, Sir Rhododendron, we must do this ourselves.
No, the Amalgamation Project has a point. I do believe.
What are my
that
wings
we
in
should-
agitation at that comment?
The Lamasu experiences a microaggression.
I do believe we should bring a pot with us in case we would like to do it later, though.
All right, well, can we at least slap some people with fish? Make them smelly.
Sure.
That works for me. I grab
All
a
right.
pot.
I grab a fish.
You grab a fish, and you know that this is a very particular kind of fish. This is known as a wallop fish. Mechanically, if you want to attack someone directly out of conversation, if you want to end a conversation with an attack, you will gain a +1 to your attack bonus. And it has the same damage as a club.
Got it.
I would also like a fish.
Grab a fish, there's plenty of fish to go around.
I love fish.
Is the fish
it's-
cooked?
No.
So it's +1 for ending a conversation by hitting something with the fish.
Would I get sick if I ate the raw fish?
You cannot have my fish.
There's plenty of fish to go around, I already said.
I just wanted to keep this clear.
You would not
I
get
don't
sick.
need your fish. I can get my own fish.
It should be noted that the wallop fish, by nature, has a large area within it, so that when it hits someone or something, I'm not implying what you should do with it. It makes a sound like a big old timpani drum. And therefore, its meat is very tender and just on the outside. It's kind of like a cantaloupe.
My questing friends, I must use this castle's laboratory. So I will return, and then I will come back after I've used the laboratory and possibly put some fish guts in the sink. Also, Paul, would you write for me somewhere in the stream thing what the laboratory in this castle looks like? Well, I also go to the laboratory myself.
Actually, let's take a 5-minute break right
Oh,
now.
perfect.
And we'll return when the adventure continues. All right.
Thanks, I wanted to keep that in world.
Ari, you, or rather, Sir Bentivere, starts walking towards where you think the lavatory is. And you're met by a labyrinth of doors? Question mark? Several doors and little parting hallways and angles that don't make sense. It is a liminal space.
Rhododendron!
The horse is squeezing through the hallways behind you. And you find that someone is waving you towards them.
Come on, be quick about it. Come on.
Come on, Nessie, let's go!
You rush towards this beckoning fellow, run through a doorway, and find yourself on a stage in the dining hall.
Come one, come all, the top act is here, sir.
What's your name?
Bentivere?
Sir Bentivere, the
What is it you do?
Oh, I'm a questing knight. I'm
the
incomparable.
questing knight is going to perform.
What was it? You're gonna perform, yeah?
I will sit on my strange, mulish hippo creature without
Showing
it
off
killing me.
his freak oddity horse that he found in an accident once long ago.
Is that close? Is that kind of like...
It's good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. I got this.
Yeah, okay.
Sit here in amazement and enjoy your pasta.
And you look as the crowd silences with expectant eyes as you and your horse enter the stage.
Fair gentles, you have all come to see something marvelous. Rhododendron! Something absolutely wonderful. Strange animal creature! Excuse me.
You finish your opening statement. And rhododendron, rhododendrous, rather. You feel like you might be called, I don't know, something that sounds very much like your middle name, and not a lot of words sound like your middle name, pierces through the air.
Did you hear that, Mel?
Something. I felt a.
Must have been nothing. Let's continue what we were doing.
Well, it has been. I don't know how long humans take to use the lavatory, but I think maybe we should check on our friend.
It
I
also
think it's
depends
been-
on if the horse is using the lavatory, because that could be much longer.
Oh, well, maybe he would still want his privacy.
We should just wait till he comes back.
Back to the dining hall. The ringmaster pulls out a flaming hoop from behind the stage. Did you want this? Did you need this? I think we might
Oh,
have
yes,
to...
yes, indeed. Yes,
we have
yes,
to
yes,
spice
indeed.
up your show. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
I have a plan. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Okay, yeah. I'll be backstage.
Of course. No, actually, I'll require you out here.
What? Me? Why?
Yes, you.
What do I need?
You're part of my act. Come.
Okay.
Just get on the freaking dead horse.
Meet me on the horse.
And he,
Get on.
Ah, this is what I planned to do all along.
and he jumps on
So
top
you
of the horse.
see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna kick the horse, but try to not show the audience that I'm kicking the, so that the horse starts to like freak out with this stranger on it.
I'm gonna need you to roll luck. Which
Got it.
should turn out just fine.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so that one was a 1. This one was a 4. My luck is 12. I think I'm all right.
The luckiest being in all of the sphere, you deliver a swift kick to this giant hippo corgi, and it lunges through the air and through the flaming hoop. And there's a gasp among the crowd, and everyone goes, "Oh, yes, yes,
Yes, do it again. Do it again.
No! My friends, don't you see that not only can my beauteous horse Nessie glide through the fire, it is an untamable beast that no one can sit upon without some internal injuries or shock.
Wait, what?
But indeed, Nessie, return!
Roll luck again. Your luck is now at 11.
Okay, I got a 6, so I'm okay.
Okay. And
So-
Nessie, like a sausage in a hallway, turns around and jumps through the hoop again, only barely singeing the ringmaster, who is now
And I pull the ringmaster off the horse with one hand.
Come on, come on. I need to see a chiropractor.
Now I will get on the horse and prove to the audience that I am the only one able to ride and tame this wild animal.
Roll luck.
Okay.
Now at 10.
Ah! I got snake eyes.
Perfect. What do you do?
I am going to have this mewling horse sort of come up on its back corgi legs very quickly so it can go back down. But just, then I'll strike a pose with my fish. And I shall say, ladies and gents, the end of my act is... And this is the end of a conversation, technically. I'm gonna throw it at someone in the audience.
Oh my god. Yep. Yes. Yeah, you are. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yes, you are. That is exactly what you're gonna do. Go ahead and roll an attack on the whole crowd.
All right.
I'm so proud of you.
In the kitchen, I just get this strange feeling to take my paw and politely go,
What was that for, Mel?
I don't know, but I feel like there's a force of stupidity happening somewhere in this area.
Good. What'd you get?
What should I roll for this?
This is gonna
'Cause
be
it's with a
skill
fish.
plus 1.
Okay, so it's 2d6 plus 1. Got it. Okay. I got 10.
Okay. So, you throw this fish right towards the crowd, and it almost feels like it's slow motion as it wiggles and warps through the air, and it strikes, and you notice right at the last second that it is aimed at the most elderly audience member that you can see
Perfect.
in the entire audience.
Perfect.
And as it goes slow motion, she goes a little like, whoa, as the wallop fish clatters against her whole thing. And it like ripples and like scales fly in a glittery display. And this big ol' like boom boom. And everyone in the audience goes.
And
That's-
Nessie and I, in unison, bow.
And a riot breaks out. What's going on in the kitchen?
Still have my paw in my head. I feel like there really is a mass rumbling of stupidity going around here. I have a fear that we should get out of the kitchen. I will pass on the fish.
I feel like I'm just looking at Potts. I'm just like, as she starts talking, like,
Do you want to look? Is there any provisions that I could eat to regain my stamina?
You have 6 provisions with you, so you can take one and regain 1d6 stamina.
I'll wait then, because I've only lost 1 stamina, so... Okay,
Sounds good.
never mind then.
Back to the stage. People are beginning to crowd the stage and crawl up onto it like a horde of zombies. What are you doing?
Horde of zombies or horde of Beatles fans? Or can I not tell?
I would say you can tell that they're trying to get you. And they don't want to hold your hand, Monfrere. They want to hit you with Maxwell's silver hammer.
So, you know what I'm gonna do? You remember that burning ring that I had in my hands?
No, but go on.
I'm just gonna, ever so gently, toss it onto the people trying to come up and get me.
Oh, the burning ring that Nessie jumped through.
Yes.
You're throwing the
I'm
burning
just
ring
gonna-
into the audience, huh?
No, not into the audience, not into the big audience, but just onto the people coming up on stage. So that anybody who tries to threaten me gets burned.
Great. Yeah.
And possibly the stage. And after that, you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait till what happens for my after.
The burning ring clatters against the ground, and you do notice that a lot of this structure is wood and cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And the flames that were affixed to the ring by some sort of some oil or magical implement, kind of like speckle, and the flame gets across the stage, which the audience now, firstly wanting to get to your throat, are now thinking, I don't want to die in a fire, and they begin to back off. Meanwhile, the guards in the audience have their eyes set solely on you. And that now flimsy disguise that you seem to be wearing.
I am going to use my lance and get that ring back off the ground and hurl it at a guard with the lance like it's a lacrosse game.
Yeah, you can do that. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Waiting for you guys to show up and see all the...
Yeah, let's resolve what's going on in the kitchen, and if they still want to be... You sense, being tied with the gods, this skeptical Lamassu, you know that it's as if 1,000 voices all cringed at once and suddenly fell silent.
Why did I do this?
Yeah, I wonder why you did this.
All right, okay.
That is a major display of hooligalantry, if I ever saw one. But let's see what's going on in the kitchen.
Interesting. How do you pronounce your name?
I'm so proud and so ashamed all at the same time.
Stephanus. Stephanus?
Mm-hmm.
Stephanus. Stephanus, I really feel like we should at least leave the kitchen and go check out either what's going on in the treasury or maybe the main party, because I feel like a bunch of voices just went and cried out and cringed. I think it might be our compatriot.
Right. I vote we
Granted.
check out the treasury.
Yes! Thank you!
You all
that's
walk.
fair. That's fair.
Check out the treasury.
Right.
Leave me.
Yep.
I swear, it's so much better.
Great.
Now you can just walk through the castle while they're trying to kill me and get whatever you want.
Here's how this is gonna shake out. While Melanoy and Stephanus Rodendris McGinnis are walking to the treasury, our good boy Sir Bentavir is easily swarmed by the multitude guards that are looking over the dining hall, as aided by the ringmaster. And we slam cut to Sir Bentavir behind bars at the temporary barracks. Like, straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Do not collect $200.
And you see as the guards with two heads walk up to you and say,
I knew there was something funny about you.
"Yeah, there was something funny about you straight from the start."
My good sir, it wasn't my fault at all. The ringmaster. It was all his plan.
Sirs.
He forced me to get on the stage.
Sirs. There's two of us, aren't there?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I was just speaking to the one on the right.
Me?
No, he means
Yes.
me, you dipshit.
No. I don't mean you.
What, me?
I mean the one with the deep voice.
Me?
Yeah.
Am I the
You seem like a
smarter-
very intelligent, trustworthy, beauteous human being. And I know that you will see the truth.
He thinks I'm smart.
Yeah, he thinks you're smart because there's no one else in the... I'm the smart one here. Look at me. I'm smart.
No. He's the smart one. You're the brave, dashing, beauteous one.
Oh, I like the cut of your jib.
Of course.
I'm brave. I'm courteous.
Oh, you are. Don't you worry. I see it in. But you have a spark of intelligence, and you, sir, have the spark of courage. Now, I am sure that the two of you, such illustrious, beauteous human people, would never stand in the way of a questing knight and his Rosalind.
Hey, you...
In fact, you will join me on my crusade.
Didn't you try to, like, set 1,000 people on fire?
It wasn't my fault. It was the ringmaster.
What?
He bribed me to do the whole thing.
There was
And
an
he also said that he would kill my Rosalind if I didn't go up on the stage.
Okay, let's see the collateral, huh? If he bribed you, then he must have the money on you, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
This cannonball.
Is that the cannonball that was under the general's feet?
He stole it and forced it into my pockets.
Bluff. Roll bluff. Roll bluff. You can't do that.
I got 3 and 2. Does that win?
Fuck.
Do I get it?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Fine. Well, I did not expect that.
Yeah. Even with my crazy intelligence that you so like to tout. I did not expect this exchange of hands.
I'm telling you, he's a master villain. We must defeat him. And take his balls and give them to the Lord of the Keep.
This is going against everything I trained for. I think it's time for us to let you go.
Yeah. It's time for us to stand up for what's right.
Let's take him.
What's happening at the treasury? Well, let's say this. The treasury.
And is that all we'll say?
I have something written. Hold on. No, I don't have anything written for this.
Let's
So-
just say the treasury.
Let's just say you're at the treasury. No. The treasury is this magnificent stone building that houses several chests and is guarded by a number of dwarven guards that are standing still as stone looking after these chests.
I'd like to approach one of the dwarfs.
All right.
What you want?
Could you please tell me what's inside of these chests?
Aye. Gold.
Oh, that's it?
What else do you expect?
I was hoping for something a little more climactic. Thank you for your time.
Right. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. Standing there.
Do I notice
You talk
anything
very
that
strange.
or is just like laying around that might be of value that
With a quick glance, Mel, you see that there's a number of wooden chests lined up in the back, along the walls, but way in the back, there's this like opulent golden chest that is very much trapped.
Like to approach it.
You start making advances towards the opulent golden chest, and the dwarven guards stop you. They, raise a stony fist towards you and say, you're not supposed to go that way.
I am another guard, like you.
Bluff.
And I get my bonus about this because lying about being a guard, correct?
Yes, you do.
Oh, so good. Yeah. I rolled 5 under 7.
Alright, how's this sound? What's your bluff sound like?
I'd like to tell them, I'm one of you. Only thing is I'm not one of you. I'm actually better than you. I can inspect things and see that they are up to the satisfactory locking mechanism zenith that is required to keep things safe. And not only this, I do not believe from first inspection, because I'm too far away, that is fully locked. So it is my responsibility, as the keeper of locks, doors, objects that open and close, to inspect that object.
And the guard says,
Glorious.
aye. Oh, that shakes out for me. And you are able to pass the barricade of dwarven guards that are keeping the treasury. And being made of stone. The guards do not look your way as you pass through.
Mel.
I follow after him.
This is my assistant. And I just continue towards the opulent chest.
Great. I'm gonna say, Mel, can you roll luck?
Sure. Is that just a d6?
2d6 rolling under your luck score.
2d6 roll under. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. Oh, that's a 4. My
And
luck is 7.
it is 7. It is now 6. And you pass through, and the dwarves let you pass. Is that your cat paws?
Yes, my cat paws.
You're now standing in front of this gorgeous golden chest, the both of you, which has very clearly an anvil strapped sort of Damocles-like over the opening position.
I would like to try and use my spell Open on the chest.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Take the stamina loss, roll
Ooh.
underneath.
Yeah, I failed that by 1.
Great. Here's what happens.
Yeah.
What's the description on this spell, if you will?
So the spell, as I understand it, is that it will open anything that is locked, except for, I think there's like stipulation for like magically sealed things, but anything that has a simple, basic, or advanced mechanical lock on it will immediately open if the spell passes.
Now, as it fails, you hear the like snapping and the springs of the mechanisms inside of the lock just go, no, you're not getting in here. And having tampered with the lock, the anvil looses itself and falls on you.
Oh my god.
Where on him? Just be specific.
You take 20 damage.
Oh my god.
Let me guess, it falls on his pinky.
Where do I record this? 20 damage.
In the damage section underneath your stamina.
My.
How much stamina do you have?
14.
You're dead.
I've died.
Question. Now, really, death is just a doorway to the next experience, and
Yeah.
seeing as this is a fellow of many doors,
You let's do some speculative fiction and talk about your experience walking through the doorway of mortality.
Well, I imagine that in the moments preceding, I look at the lock and it just won't open, and then the anvil falls on me, and much to my chagrin, I have no option but to stand and stare at it, thinking, why is this happening? And as it falls on me, collapses my chest, and the last few thoughts are, oh, I guess this is a new doorway. And then my eyes close, and a bright white light appears, and a small cat appears and says, I think you've died. I tell the cat, yes, I think I have. And the cat says, shouldn't have done that, should you? I say, I don't know yet. And then we walk off into this ambient light of nowhere that you only get to find out once you get through that doorway yourself.
I have a suggestion. Can Simon's punishment for dying be that now he is trapped in Nessie's body?
As much as I love that. As much as I think that is proper punishment. And he should definitely take the character sheet of a strange, malformed horse. We see that Stephanus Rodendrus McGinnis, baby boy Dylan, has now joined the great sphere that we all will meet someday. And he is very soundly dead.
Oh, you died unfulfilled. You'll never know if that horse thing actually worked.
Well, he got to go through the great door in the sky.
Ah, that's true. Maybe that cat will tell you some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I take my feathers and I just loop them over his body, and I say a prayer to the gods, and I say, dear Persephone, dear Hades, please let this soul make its way to Elysium Fields, and let him not wander and be a shade. Let him rest in peace. And I would like to take 2 of my coins and put them over his eyes so that he has money to cross and give to Chiron for the Styx River.
Great.
They really should be sending you with catnip instead of coins, from my understanding, but that works too.
You place the coins as Charon's toll over his eyes. The rest of his body being squished, Wile E. Coyote style by an anvil. And the dwarves said, we told him not to do it. Oh well.
Guess the lock works.
I have a question.
Sir Bentavir, it is a great time for you to have a question.
I would like to know if the guards who put me in the cell remembered to put out the fire.
You don't know.
Okay.
I think as being dragged away, there was a communal effort to douse the flames.
Okay.
But
Good.
right now, all you're being faced with is the padlocked door swinging open to your return to hooliganism and general debauchery. What do you do?
My friends, we must find this ringmaster, disembowel him for our lord, and any guard claims kinship with this fellow must also be destroyed or join our ranks. In the name of the horny one,
Pardon?
our lord.
Huh? You hear a giant bell.
I think that's our cue. Let's go!
Mel, you also hear this bell as it rings out over the venue.
I already gave him the price. I guess I don't need to bury him. I should go see what's going on. I bet that's the other idiot doing something stupid. I flap my my feathers, and I say,
It is a good thought.
And then I go over to the sound of the bell wherever it's happening.
Great. You're currently in the treasury, 4. So you can either go to 5 or 6 to get towards the bell. Same with with Sir Bentavere. You are currently in the temporary barracks, so you can either go. 5 would be the most direct route. 5 or 1 to get to the bell. Where do you go, Mel?
I would like to go through the library because I remember and where that was, and I'll go through the library and I guess to the cathedral where the bell is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say I'm in 5. Yeah, I'm in 5.
Great. Where are you at, Sir Bentavere?
I am going to... Well, first I'm going to find my stuff and have my boys help me out in finding Nessie and everything. But then what I'm going to do is say, I will search the theater. You go to the bell tower. Find him. Take him. Take his bones. And feed them to your master.
Right. I don't know if you're supposed to give orders to us, but sounds convincing enough.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. And the guards then sprint off towards the dining hall in search of the ringmaster. Where do you go?
I am going to, seeing as everybody's sort of running out of the place, doing their own thing, I'm just gonna look around, see what I find. Go to the library, you know, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
See where my buds are. I mean, I haven't seen them in a while, so gotta find my allies. But yeah, I'll go to the library.
Coincidentally, Mel and Sir Bentavere arrive in the library at the same time. And lo and behold, there is a conversation that is happening as the couples that were macking on each other have now left the venue, walking towards the cathedral proper. And you find that that the librarian is talking to this strange figure in front of you all.
What purpose do you have here? Milling about my books? Changing the scenery, as it were? Who do you think you are?
We were just passing through. We're going to go.
No, not
to the
you.
bell.
This person right here.
I am here to destroy the ringmaster. He is a villain.
Not you either. This
Oh.
one. Who
Oh,
are you?
right.
I'm Cactar. I'm a befouler of ponds. And
I love you guys so
I've
much.
come to befoul this pond of knowledge.
What? This is not a pond of knowledge. These are books. These are pages.
Yes, but if you would let me, urinate on some of them, I would be making my gods very happy.
Absolutely not. We will not. We do not bend our will to the true toad.
Unfortunate. Who are these nice people? Would you talk to this person while I relieve myself, please?
No, not there. No, that's my favorite book.
And you see Sir Bentivere and Mel as this cleric of the frogs, this this befouler of water, the muckmaster, begins to just pees on stuff. A real awful rowdy boy has joined the library. What was their name again?
Cactar the slightly smelly.
Cactar the slightly smelly.
Ugh.
I like.
Rosalind once cheated on me with one of their number.
Ew. I just say that out loud. Ew. And then flutter my wings. And then I take in the whiff, and I look really hard at Cactar, and I'm like, I don't know why. This must be something of the gods. But his energy feels somewhat like.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
I feel much
His
better
energy
now.
feels somewhat like our friend. I guess I will go. I guess we should befriend him.
Oh, all right. I will go against my prejudices in order to friend pond peeing scam.
You sense in Cactuar the light and glint in his eye of mischief, and in that a solidarity. And you approach the pond pisser, the follower of.
Could you perhaps say his name more reverentially next time?
Sorry, yeah, I'll make sure.
Pray tell, what can I assist you in after this great boon of befouling this pond of knowledge?
Well, number one, you can help us find our other friend. My other one's missing.
Actually, unfortunately, Stephanius is dead.
Oh, we must remove his clothes and take all of his belongings.
No,
And befoul his
you will not.
corpse?
Ah,
No,
yes.
he has already been sent to the afterlife. I have already performed the ritual. You do not disturb a body once it has been dead or
Where I
killed.
come from, when someone dies, you must take their clothes and take all of their possessions.
And you have no use for his possessions because they are now with him in the afterlife. His soul
No,
has
it's a sign of
already
respect.
been
We must
transitioned.
burn their possessions. I do not keep them.
I take my paw and I put it on my head and I'm like, humans, you loathe humans, you don't understand. Can we please go to the bell? We're supposed to be causing mischief.
You know what? Did screw with my horse. Screw him, he can rot! No burnings today!
Yes, what you said.
Do you still want to go befoul his corpse?
At a later time.
Alright. To the bell!
The bell tolls once more, and you are able to recognize that it is coming directly from the cathedral, which you are able to move towards. That's that. You walk towards the cathedral. And you walk into the cathedral, which is set up like a bit like a baseball diamond, with semicircular pews heading towards the ritual altar. In absolute harmony with the Everstone, the congregation begins all types of churning and vibration. They pulse as one with the Everstone preceding its unveiling. you see as Father Jason Superior, Master of Ceremonies and actual Seagull, reads from the prepared speech from the altar.
We come here today in reverence to his ultimate tumbling and in unison with its churning that we may too siphon and tumble with it. And in this turning and in its twitching, we too shall find the strength to tumble on.
Okay, above board, I really want to take my fish and hit this freaking bird.
He will swallow it in a single bite.
Maybe I should offer it to him as a sacrifice.
At this point, the Everstone is wheeled out by the clergy members of the Church of the Everstone. And Father Jason Superior says,
With this unveiling, we do so in reverence to our clergy member, who is on this fateful day turning over and churning into another lifetime outside of our jurisdiction.
and with one fell swoop of a wing, Father Jason Superior highlights the ringmaster, who stands up in handcuffs and bows solemnly and a little bit perplexed.
I'm just gonna climb up into the bell tower. Just gonna climb up.
Sure, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna do anything for now. I'm just gonna go up there.
You're entering the church and just going straight up.
Yeah, I'm going straight up to where the bell is.
What's Mel and Cactuar up to?
Where am I standing at the moment?
That's what I was
You had just entered the cathedral to see this already happening.
Mel.
And we saw him go up to the rafters. Okay.
You're going to miss the lovely speech. Bird is very eloquent.
I'm whispering to myself, Rhododendron's gonna be so proud of me.
I take my paw and I like waft it past my nose because I can smell cactar, and I'm like, I just like gently pat my nose and I'm like, well, cactar, strength in numbers, so wherever you want to go, I will.
We should get closer to that bird.
Okay. So I just
I'd like
walk
his
in.
autograph.
What? What was that?
I would like the bird's autograph as soon as he's done eloquating to the public.
I see. Okay.
And the bird continues to eloquate as the ringmaster sits back down with two guards at its flank, or rather, two guards in a single body. And the Father Jason Superior continues on.
In great reference to the Everstone, we shall partake in the viewing. Clergymen, show the Everstone.
Two clergymen, wearing white robes with a single imprint of the Everstone implanted on their chests, stoles draping across their bodies, walk out with this finely polished wooden box. And the entire audience begins to bubble. Starting this chanting that makes the entire cathedral begin to vibrate. They unlatch the wooden box, lift the lid, and a stone the size of a pinhead begins to vibrate in place. As the churning, the vibration, the gargling coming from thousands of people reaches its climax. It illuminates, light streaming from the Everstone. What do you all do?
I'd like to defecate on it. If at all possible.
How?
I might have to settle for defecating in place at the back of the church and then flinging it at the Everstone.
I don't know what you need to roll for that. I think it's a ranged attack.
It's poop. You can never be... some part of it will splatter on...
I'm just gonna have you roll 2d6. Let's hear everyone's plan all at once. Mel, what are you up to?
I see the stone, and I would at least like to bow in respect to it, because I do not understand it, but I know that there are other things outside of the gods that I don't understand, so.
Okay. You bow
Now
in
look.
reverence. Sir Bentavere, what are you up to?
Lord, Don Quixote himself would tinted windmills, yes?
Sure.
Tilted windmills. I will cut down the bell and let it fall into the rest of the church, causing as much damage as humanly possible. A door in the floor in tribute to my fallen friend. And I'm going to do it with my spear so I can say in the future that I jousted the bell and defeated it for Rosalind. And in tribute of my fallen friend, Rhododendron, even though that's not his name.
Okay. The gurgling, the thrumming of thousands of people reaches this, like, cacophonous, energetic chorus of vibration and churning. And right as it hits its peak, you hear a... As a single piece of feces is lobbed over the heads of thousands. What is that 2d6 roll, Simon Wilson?
That is an 8. And my skill check is a 6.
Flies over the heads of thousands. Over the congregation, over the center aisle between all of this. Past the Everstone.
Oh, shucks.
And directly onto Father Jason Superior.
The seagull.
Who goes,
The Everstone,
Does
in
the-
its reverence, will all...
like to look at Mel and just say,
Mischief achieved, I guess.
Simultaneously, the fraying of rope punctuates the silence. And a deafening silence as you hear a bell falls in that silence, and the cutting of air is only heard. And the bell drops. Oh, Rosalind! It crashes into the congregation. Compacting several congregation members. And straight up murdering them. I think we've passed the threshold of hooliganism into
Your friends seem to admire murder in great quantities.
Murderers. Well,
I'm gonna just look down at all the people I just killed.
oh, sure, yeah. You see, almost it looks like scurrying little mice. And you also notice that up in the rafters, there's a peering set of eyes. None other than the librarian has seen your act. He lives in all of the rafters of this great venue.
I'm gonna take the rope that's still there, and I'm gonna swing out the way.
I would like to see this from ground floor. Father Jason Superior is hacking. I don't know if you know, but seagulls cannot burp. So he's just gonna have to live with that. As
I jump out, I'm gonna throw my fish just at him.
I thought you already threw it.
I got it back, remember? I went and got all the guys who got me out of the cell.
Yeah, that's fine. It was it went through its processes and now it's back to you. Yeah. From ground level, we see Father Jason Siegel Superior is at the back, just having a time with the Befouler of Ponds. We see the bell come down, and there is a crunch and squish of several people. Mel is there, and all the while, the Everstone is vibrating in place. Mel, what are you up to?
I flutter my wings and I say, why do I feel like this has something to do with Bintavir? And Catpaw, humans, why did I ever leave the underworld? And so I would like to go and fly to see if there's any, like, survivors. And if there are, I would like to carry them to safety.
Sure. You find your hooves full as you are escorting many civilians and partygoers out of the cathedral. I would say that those affected by the bell are probably 10 to 15 deaths and injuries. You're the good guys. So that will take up a suitable amount of time.
I have 2 actions left I want to do in this game. If I can do them, I will be happy. I don't care if I die.
Let's first go to Cactar, who surprising aim, not great aim, but very surprising aim. I think a couple of eyes from the audience are looking up at you and have recognized you as the source of befoulment. What are you up to?
My good children, have you ever heard?
And I imagine I'm like pulling up my pants as I do this, as I say this.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of?
They're all pointing up at you right now, mouthing to each other something.
By the way, is there a hole in the floor? I don't know if there's a hole in the floor.
There's an impact for sure.
Okay. If there was a hole, you could make a pond.
For my clarification, you said they're pointing up at me. Why would they be? I thought I was level with them.
Oh, did you not go up on the banisters as well?
I didn't go up in the rafters, no. I
Okay,
stayed on the ground.
So, rather, they are pointing at you and saying, "That's the guy who did it! Get him!"
Would you like to?
And I leave.
Scatter!
You sprint.
I'd like to actually, if I can, sneak away.
Okay.
And I would argue.
Awesome.
I would argue that with my rags of befoulment, I do gain bonus to sneaking away in marshlands. I would argue that with all of the recent addition of moisture via bloods and guts everywhere, this could be argued to be a religious marshland of dead bodies.
I see where you're coming from. Yep. Yeah. Yes. You have thoroughly besmirched this whole scene. Why don't you roll a look over there check?
Okay. So that will be a hard failure. I got a 9.
You are surrounded by people who maybe they didn't have complete reverence towards Father Jason Superior. Maybe they don't really believe in the power of the Everstone. But they know you're not supposed to throw poo-poo at people in a cathedral. That's not very nice.
You don't understand. This is the mecca of my religion. It's like praying at the Weeping Wall, except more physical activity.
And in vigilante justice, they do the worst thing imaginable to a befouler of ponds. As they pull out individual bars of soap and begin to scrub you clean.
No.
They pull out wet wipes. They pull out sanitizer.
Your
and they
God's
just
gonna
start
punish you.
scrubbing.
Save me, Mel!
Let me guess. He gets a urinary tract infection and can never be on anything again.
No, he already had the UTI.
Oh, okay.
That's part of the initiation.
Gotcha.
Up in the rafters, you see as the librarian begins to wiggle his way between all of the A-beams and begins his descent to rat you out. What do you do, Sir Bentavere?
I'm out the window on a rope trying to jump onto Nessie. Because my goal is to ride Nessie back into this church, steal that rock, shave my face as we jump out the window and ride for Rosalind.
You jump out the window, and you see that Nessie is perfectly perched. You land on top of her, and with that sudden impact, she begins to deflate.
You can do it, Nessie! You can do
out
it,
of the
Nessie!
small, chittering mouth that she has, as she semi-permanently enlarged begins to shrink down to normal size and retains her original shape with the great impact. You begin to ride away.
Horse.
You begin to ride away, shaving with your sharpened stone.
No, I have to go get the Everstone, because that's the only stone that will get my mustache off my face.
You turn around and jump through one of the stained glass windows. Roll luck for me
Yes. Yes. Please.
Do you have, like,
Please.
is horse riding?
I do it. I got a 4. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You careen through the window, and right past the Everstone, you swipe it up. Mel, you have been spending the past, like, 10 minutes corralling people, getting them outside of the cathedral. And you see as your compatriot has now stolen the object of holy reverence by which this entire ceremony is centered around. What are you up to?
Pipe my head, as you know, saying all those prayers so that all the souls could go to Thanatos and the underworld and Hades, and then I'm like, well, I don't really know what the stone does. I guess I'll leave him to it. But I did hear Cactar call for me. I wonder if he's okay. So I would like to go check on Cactar.
Cactar, you have been thoroughly scrubbed clean. You are bare as the day you were born and just as spotless. What are you up to?
I'm weeping vehemently into my hands, just so upset at this travesty. And like, it even bothers me that I've already urinated and defecated recently, so I have none left to befoul myself in this moment.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to defecate on him.
Please, for the love of God, somebody.
I'm scared.
Some dirt
I
on
don't
me.
want to do this.
Throw me in a pit with. Is there a porta potty I could jump in? For the love of God.
They say, that's just what you would like. We've got another idea for you.
Isn't this enough?
No.
Says the one very enthusiastic citizen inside of the cathedral.
No.
Did any of them notice the horse and me coming in, stealing, taking the stone?
And, seemingly out of nowhere, they pull out a giant lamination machine.
Oh no!
We will see that you will never be fouled again.
You're true evil.
I'm gonna try something.
Bentavir, you grab the Everstone, and something changes. Holding this stone that seems to have boundless energy suddenly makes the world fall silent. And time stops all around you. The shattering of the window behind you, those glittering pieces of stained glass are now frozen in the air. Father Seagull Superior, who was once choking on a piece of... is now still. And the multitude of people who were reacting to Cactar's befoulment and seeking to correct it have now frozen in their violent positions. What do you do?
I, with one movement, shave off my mustache and hold up the stone and cry, Nessie, be foul! And I have her rear up and pee all over the church.
The horse...
And with my mustache falling to the ground, I just rear up with the stone, like King Arthur of Camelot I even have La Morte d'Arthur in my bathroom right now. Like
Perfect,
that's
yeah.
that's fantastic.
Book
of Old Kings.
The rest of the congregation hears, "Ah!" And they feel, oh God. They feel a warm, wet feeling. And right as Cactuar is fed into the Grand Laminator, he is befouled once more.
And now laminated, so you can never be unbefouled.
It really seals in the flavor, you know? Wow. This is awful.
Can I make sure if I'm in the cathedral that I use my wings to fly so that I don't get pee on me?
The stone says yes!
Yes! Yeah. You can fly as walking, so I think you're,
Yeah.
you are very conscious of the situation.
And I just say, Bentavir! You idiot!
By the way, without my mustache, I'm the most beautiful man that's... So anyone who looks
yeah.
at me now, it's like glinting.
Absolutely, yeah. You radiate beauty over the. So everyone's.
Do you have like a
soaked
severe
with-
tan line from where the mustache got
Yes,
shaved?
I do, and it makes me hotter.
It's like the pale moon of
Yep.
memory of that mustache.
Yep, sparkles.
Your pasty upper lip blinds everyone in its radiating beauty. And you steal away into the night, I would assume.
I first will try to take my newly... Oh, the nice thing is, now that you're vaccinated, you can't get me dirty. You can only smell it yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna grab him, put him up on my horse, ask my animalistic friend to charge for Rosalind. We have the stone. And then I'll run off whether she follows me or not. But now you're on my horse's back.
Mel,
That would be, yeah.
Mel, Sir Bentavir, and the newly laminated Cactuar. You all steal away into the night, having succeeded in major acts of hooligalantry. And that is the tale of Hooligans.
Thank you for letting me be silly and murder many people.
You know what?
It was fun.
Good. I'm glad you all had
I
fun.
don't know why I'm doing voices now.
No.
I really enjoy them.
Nah,
That's
keep
what
it
I'm gonna
going.
do.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
For everyone who's watching, thank you for stopping by. This was Hooligans, compatible with the Troika system. I would promise that this PDF is going to be available sometime by the end of Troika Fest, but who knows. So check out Troika Fest. I think there's also a Kickstarter by the Melsonian Council for adapting Troika rules into a School of Magic with 4 classes. Go House Richter Worm. No one knows what I'm talking about. But check them out. They're really cool sort of people, and Troika is a very fun game to play with your friends. I would highly recommend it. So until next time, this is all of us. Goodbye. And we will see you all again, rather, when the adventure continues. So long.
Bye.